He obviously had a narrow pool of women he considered approaching, no matter how incompatible they were with him. I remember one time, it may have been even that same day, ahead of me in line was a small nerdy girl with glasses and blonde hair. I don't know if she knew him, she seemed to, but she was totally shits and giggles for his act. Of course, he showed no interest in her. I wore a sleeveless black dress. "You look very classy, like you're going to a cocktail party. You must get hit on more than a piñata." Now, my mother and her boyfriend Fred also shop at this Walgreens. Once Arby realized they were related to me, he immediately went to work mining them for information and trying to win over my mother, and for a while it almost worked. He would ask what type of food I like. I mentioned he would take me out to the local opera. He would help take care of her. Who knows what else? At first, my mother thought it was so cute. One time, when we went shopping together, he followed us back into the liquor department to suddenly announce that he and put in his application for a manager position at one of the movie theaters. He never did get hired for it, and then personally picked up a bottle of wine I drank and carried it to the counter for me, telling my mother he was just being a gentleman. "Oh, he has such a crush on you," my mother said, just eating it up. "And you're so rude to him." I was thoroughly disgusted. I'm grateful my mother did not give him my phone number. I guess I should go into a bit of history at this point. For a period, my boyfriend Jay and my mother did not get along, and it caused us to split for a while. I never felt so betrayed. I didn't understand why I had to suffer just because I could not get along with them. Jay eventually came back to me, and since then they did not they both apologized to me. For some reason, though, my mother seemed to have this notion that I'd be open to seeing other people. Maybe she was secretly hoping that I'd meet someone else. Obviously, RB tried to seize on this weak link. My mother thought it was cute RB was willing to take me on a date, so I got extremely upset with her because I was not having any of this behind my back matchmaking. All my feelings of betrayal came rushing back. Fortunately, she apologized to me and agreed she would not encourage RB. As time went on, though, she would eventually realize what a creepy guy he was. Specifically one night when he was in one of his typically mopey moods. She asked him what was wrong with him, only to have him answer that he had to refuse an alcohol sale to one of the loopy drunks. The guy told RB that he was the devil, and that completely devastated him. RB continued to try to work on her when she would come in, and guess he was finally going to ask me out. "Oh, but she's moody and hard to deal with," my mother said, trying to make me sound less appealing. "Gee, thanks, Mom." She said RB looked shocked when he heard her say this. "I'd be willing to take on the challenge," he argued. "Besides, she has a boyfriend." My mother said he just kind of face-palmed when he heard this. It's not like it took him years to find this out. This only happened a month or so after he vaguely invited me to his birthday party. At this point in the story, I relaxed a bit. No such luck, in fact. He began to get even weirder. Alright, in this chapter, Renaissance Beard finally pops the question and tries to buy my favor with coupons. My mother told me more recently about the conversation she, Renaissance Beard, and Fred had where she told RB that I had a boyfriend. "His name's Jay, and he's big and strong," she added. "I'm pretty big, too," RB argued. "I'd be the best son-in-law." Wow. From total strangers to married. I'm not even single. "I don't know. They've been together a while," Red told him. So basically, this grown-ass man was literally arguing and bargaining with my mother about why he should be with someone he does not even know, who already has a boyfriend. From what my mother and friend have told me, RB did not really believe I had a boyfriend. So, Luna has a boyfriend? RB asked Fred one night when he came in alone. Yeah. Have you ever met him? A few times. Do you think she'd say yes if I asked her out? Fred was shocked. No! But do you think I have a shot? No! I'll try asking her out. No! I did not know about the conversation at the time, but RB's behavior did not change at all after my mother told me she dropped the B word on Renaissance Beard. He still tried to flatter me with his compliments, and he had found a new way to try and schmooze me. There were now coupons for the brand of wine I drank. He would always have some clip out and ready at the register in case I came in. Thank God I'm a cautious person, because who knows what else he'd be using against me if he knew more about me. I remember one time he held a coupon between his fingers, waving it while giving me a shit-eating grin, and then he quickly waved it in front of the scanner while making some kind of douche sound effect or something. I just stared at him, but he was unfazed. By this point, I stopped trying to have conversations altogether. Of course, he did not seem to notice. He was able to carry on an entirely one-sided bit all by himself. I also began to start avoiding the store when I could. I'd buy extra wine at the grocery store so I would not have to stop after work, or try to make it to the gas station before it closed. This actually wasn't too much of an inconvenience because, like I mentioned, I'm only in there a couple times a week. But it was still a drag. I would still go in if I had to, because it was my neighborhood and I can go whenever the hell I need. I was considering talking to the manager about RB, but I was waiting for some good evidence. Then came the night where he finally asked me out. I started tuning him out when he was talking to me, so I do not even know what he was saying. Well, he was reading out my items. All I heard was wah wah wah, like the adults on the Peanuts. It's the least I can do. He gestured with an open palm to the wine coupon he was scanning. I mean, since I never didn't take you out. Would you like to go on an eating establishment with me? I snapped back to reality again. Whatever expression I had on my face must have froze. Then I felt my brow furrow as I genuinely felt offended and shocked. Did he forget I had a boyfriend? No, sorry, I'm already seeing someone, I almost sputtered. RB then started to ramble very quickly. Oh, don't worry, I'm not the kind of guy who's going to say I'm better than him. You deserve to be happy. Everyone deserves to be happy. At first his babbling sounded reassuring to me, but later that night I had a wait a minute moment and realized what sort of backhanded thing to say. I never had any thought to the possibility someone would tell me that they were better than my boyfriend, so why did RB feel the need to say this? My guess was either he'd actually said this to girls in the past and is trying to assure me he will not do it this time, or he's backhandedly saying he's better than someone he does not know anything about. His second comment about how everyone deserves to be happy made me wonder if he did not have some unrealistic thoughts on relationships. I basically interpreted it as meaning, I deserve to be happy. A relationship would make me happy. Either way, just like before, his behavior with me did not change at all after that. Those wine coupons? He now began to inundate me with them. He spent and send pages home with me. He sent them home with my mom to give to me. When she saw me, I turned them over to see if he'd written any heartbroken notes on the back. He'd even sent them with Fred. He must have thrown them away because he never gave them to me. In fact, that's what I had to do because I ended up having way more coupons I'd ever be able to use by the expiration date. Bitch, please, like some $2 off coupons would make me choose a total stranger over Jay. Can you imagine that? Sorry, honey, I met someone else. He just gave me so many coupons and complimented me so much. I also found out that I was not the only woman RB was pursuing. My mother had ran into RB talking to an older blonde woman who must have been in her 40s one day. She did not mention if it was at Walgreens or the grocery store. My mother is good at being friendly and snooping. I'm assuming after the woman left, she struck up a conversation with RB. He led her to believe that they were having an affair, and RB admitted he was trying to break up her marriage so he could get at her. He told my mother he was interested in dating an older woman. Maybe he wanted a sugar mama to sponsor his LARPing and fair trips. Looking back, I also wonder if part of the reason he came after me was because maybe he assumed I had money because I was working 2 jobs at the time. Yeah, right. Anyways, Fred is acquainted with both the woman and her husband because they shop in the grocery store where he works. He told us the blonde woman works as a massage therapist. I have no idea why RB thought it was a good idea to say this to the mother of one of the women he's trying to chase. It obviously was not a joke. As we can see from the way he's acted up until this point, my mom agreed at this point this guy must be some type of fatal attraction stalker. At this point, I was thinking I might have good enough evidence to talk to RB's manager, since he asked me out while on the clock, but soon I fortunately would not need to do that.